In my journey as a worship leader, I learned one of the most important and most painful lessons about leadership, boundaries, and humility. When you serve in a traditional church setting, especially when you become familiar and comfortable with the church deacons, staff, and team members, something subtle can begin to happen. Without realizing it, you start blurring the lines of moderation and modesty. The respect, the distance, the healthy boundaries that once kept things balanced begin to fade away. At first, the closeness feels harmless. You start taking things casually, joking freely, speaking without filters, and treating everyone as if you were simply friends, hanging out. Um, but slowly, without you noticing, you forget your role, you forget your responsibility, and you forget that as a worship leader, people look up to you, not just for your talent, but for your discipline, your spiritual maturity, and your character. And when those boundaries break, it often leads to misunderstandings, disrespect, bitterness, and tension. It creates a kind of internal implosion, something that starts small but grows into emotional wounds that can damage relationships and ministry. When I was first given the opportunity to lead the praise team in the small church I belonged to, I was deeply grateful. I took the responsibility seriously. I carefully considered how I should carry myself before my team, the church staff, the deacons, and the congregation. I tried to keep myself disciplined, mentally, spiritually, and even physically. I watched my words. I was mindful of my thoughts. I was intentional about maintaining the right level of friendship with those around me. But as our meetings became more frequent, as we rehearsed together, traveled together, planned together, I slowly started losing sight of that moderation. The familiarity grew, the comfort increased, and before I realized it, I became too casual, too relaxed. I forgot the boundaries that once protected me and the ministry I was serving. That's when things started going downhill. Some excessiveness in my behavior began to show. I became overly defensive in discussions, too vocal with my opinions, and strangely involved in matters that were not my place to handle. I began speaking into every issue and trying to offer solutions for every problem. And naturally, people noticed. I could sense the raised eyebrows, the discomfort, the silent disagreements. Looking back, I believe some of them may have disliked how much I overstepped, how I stretched my hands into every matter of the church without realizing the damage I was causing. Uh, in the chaos of my own behavior, I forgot my place. I forgot that my calling was to lead worship, not to control every aspect of the church. I forgot that leadership requires humility, not dominance, boundaries, not overfamiliarity, and wisdom, not constant involvement. This season of my life taught me something profound. When you lose your boundaries, you event, and when you lose respect, you lose the influence God intended you to have. It was a painful lesson, but a necessary one that shaped me into a more grounded, more self aware, and more spiritually disciplined worship leader.